The mad scientist's final experiment. Dr. Victor Helstrom was no ordinary scientist. He was a genius, a visionary, and, some whispered, utterly mad. For decades, he had locked himself away in his underground laboratory, conducting experiments that defied the laws of nature. Some said he was trying to resurrect the dead. Others believed he was building a machine to control time itself. The truth was far more terrifying. One stormy night, as lightning cracked across the sky, Helstrom completed his life's work, a machine unlike any before it. It was a towering structure of brass and steel, humming with energy, covered in strange symbols no modern scientist could decipher. He called it the Mind Reaver. "I have unlocked the gateway to infinite knowledge," he whispered, his eyes wild with obsession. The machine's purpose was simple: to absorb the intelligence of every living being within a 5-mile radius, channeling it directly into his own mind. With a single push of a button, he would become the most brilliant man in history. No longer would the world mock him. No longer would they call him mad. He activated the machine. At first, it worked flawlessly. A surge of power flooded his brain. Equations, languages, philosophies, all pouring in at once. He laughed maniacally, reveling in his newfound godhood. But then, something unexpected happened. A dark whisper crawled into his mind. It was not just knowledge he had absorbed, but also thoughts, emotions, and memories. Billions of them. Love and hate, joy and sorrow, madness and sanity, all intertwined into a single, unbearable cacophony. The voices screamed, argued, begged, and laughed in his skull. He clutched his head, staggering backward, his body trembling as if it would tear itself apart. The machine had given him everything, too much of everything. He had become omniscient, but in doing so, he had lost himself. As the storm raged outside, Helstrom let out one final piercing scream. His mind, overloaded beyond human capacity, shattered like glass. By morning, the machine stood silent. Its creator slumped beside it, his once brilliant eyes now empty. And in the distant city, millions of people awoke with an eerie sensation, as if something, some small fragment of themselves, had been taken and then abruptly returned. No one ever spoke of Dr. Victor Helstrom again, and no one ever dared step foot inside his laboratory.